Hi, welcome to Talk About the Passion. I'm your host, Christian Campagna, and on this episode I talked to my friend EK for a second time now. He was on here right before the world stopped in 2020, talking about how he got into music and the different bands he's been in. This time around, he gives me an update on a new musical project he's working on, and then we get into a bit about his time in Warzone and what it was like recording with Dr. No, who worked on their Open Your Eyes record. You know, I was thinking about that Warzone record in the first one. Don't forget the struggle, don't forget the streets. And I started thinking of some of my favorite records that came out of New York. The first one that immediately comes to mind is, obviously Agnostic Front's Victim in Pain, which I bought when it came out and sold it in the 90s for probably not a lot of money, unfortunately. The artwork on the cover and back cover of that record is pretty dark, and with no picture of the band, I had no idea what I was getting into. Then you open it up and see the picture of the band playing live. It's pretty much like any of those live shots of hardcore bands in that era, taken away from the stage with tons of audience members visible. It's one of the tent poles of hardcore, the live shot, Bands literally connected to the audience. There's no barrier. The band isn't being shuffled off stage behind a curtain. No, they're right there. With this particular picture, though, singer Roger Murray with his, back arched, probably screaming the album's opening chorus, "Why Am I Going Insane?" Vinny Stigma looking as crazy as ever. And the stage pretty much surrounded by skinheads. It was a menacing thing for me at 14, that's for sure, especially being from the suburbs of Boston, just getting into hardcore music. Boston had their notoriety for being violent or scary, but by 1984, those guys were long gone. At least playing longer songs and not necessarily interested in being a crew. To me, most of that stuff was myth anyway. Even that shortly after, stories of Choke, hitting people over the head with a microphone stand, or, John and Astis knocking beer out of someone's hand. I always doubt any of that stuff was actually true, but it sounded good at 14. And just from that one picture, and of course, that intense energy of those 11 songs in 15 minutes it was this scary vibe, in a good way. And I was along for the ride at that point. Cause for Alarm, came after that, and it came as me being a hardcore metalhead, it was great. It was a welcome addition to my music collection. Aside from a couple, questionable lyrics on that record, as well as, what some people say is too much double bass. It doesn't bother me. It's a monster that, starts off by punching you directly in your stupid face with the Eliminator, which, for my money, is, one of their top 3 songs. The first songs on hardcore records are, a big deal to me. If you're not knocking me over immediately, what's the point? Black Flag with Rise Above Undamaged. Who Are You by Void, Betray, Minor Threat, Negative Approach, Tied Down, Sheer Terror, Here to Stay. We Gotta Know by Cro-Mags. Cro-Mags, Age of Quarrel also comes out in 86. And immediately becomes part of my vocabulary. It's not a bad second of music on that record. People talk about the production, but I'm completely fine with how it sounds. It's too bad we'll most likely never see that lineup of that band play those songs again, though. 1986 also sees the debut from Murphy's Law and the Crumbsuckers. Excellent debut, Life of Dreams. Most of the New York bands, to my ears, had a little bit of a different sound, which, when you think about it, that makes a scene. If your city just has a dozen bands all doing the same things, you'd want to move far away from there immediately. So even though there's, people talk about the New York hardcore sound, I don't think it was really easily to pin that down. And for my money, 1986 is one of the many peaks in hardcore music. I'm old, but not, old cynic that's, going to say hardcore ended when I stopped paying attention, as that is certainly not the case at all. But for the stuff I love and that became staples of my music collection, 86 was the year. And I mean, even out of, just the New York hardcore stuff we're talking about, Licensed Ill comes out, Youth of Today Break Down the Walls, Bad Brains Eye Against Eye, Dag Nasty Can I Say, Screaming for Change by Uniform Choice, Rain and Blood, Master of Puppets, second Run DMC album, Slapshot Back on the Map, no, the third Run DMC album, Raising Hell. Moving Targets, Burning Water. I could sit here and, list off albums all night, but, you get the picture. And we should probably move on to EK at this point, because I'm going down a road that we don't need to go down. Before we do, though, if you like what you hear here, please subscribe, give us a like, follow us on Facebook or Instagram, do all that, and we promise to keep getting these out there. Speaking of that, if you'd like to be on an episode or have a suggestion, please message me at Instagram or Facebook. Just search for Talk About the Passion podcast, and you can find me. Okay, well, here we go with episode 81. Eric Komst, thanks for listening. So EK,
yeah,
you're playing music again?
Yeah. I went to a girlfriend and I. We went to Cabo St. Lucas for her job, the function down there.
Yeah,
it's not a profit thing and stuff. It's really cool. Got to see a live band for the first time, and since COVID, like it was Ziggy Marley. It was okay actually. They were not bad. It was actually pretty tight, and ended up seeing them all at the airport, all kicking it, just like, down to earth people and shit. And then my stomach, I started getting all inspired. I'm like, fuck. So I get back here, and Israel had a thing up about putting together a bass to play and a drummer to play these songs that I recorded. So and right when I was going to answer someone, like, people tagged me, and I was like, oh, I'm going to answer this, and then he called me. Somehow, like, it was like weird. It was like meant to be. But yeah, so we've been playing, man, and it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's like the wicked punk. Yeah, it's like, it reminds me of old Bad Brains meets, like, it's like Blacktop Bad Brains, but not like Redbone in the City. More like Fast meets like Flight meets, like, I don't know, like punk, like straight English punk or something. I don't know.
Nice.
It's good though.
Nice. And who else is playing in that?
It's me in Israel, and then this guy, Jack Keller. He's a bass player. He was in this band Downtown Brown from around here.
Oh, okay.
He's Yes, a few of the Norwood Side Project from Fishbone, one of his things.
Yeah.
Whatever. It turns out we just got a room the other day. We rehearsed it. And they're like, we got rooms for rent for the month. Like, yeah. So we grabbed one. It's small as fuck, but it's better than nothing. So we can go whenever we want. And right down the hall, like right at the end of the hall, it's like 6 doors down. It happens to be Fishbone. Those guys. I was like, that's rad.
Oh, that's bad.
And then the guy who was showing us around, it was like, his name Chris. He seemed like he's an approachable guy, but ended up being really cool. He was actually in Megadeth back in the day, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Man, I wouldn't even. He was just so down to earth and chill. You wouldn't even know. And it's a big ass place. It's in the hood. It's in East LA, and it's by like the where the LA River is, where they show like the Terminator and shit. That really cool basic. Yeah. Right there, train track. It's super like NYC looking, which I love. I'm like, this is cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's short money. It's like, I don't know. We talked him down to like $3.25 a month, so that's not bad.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. Just to think back, put in the work in Woodshed,
Yeah. And how long have you been since you've been able to play drums? Like play a drum set,
Oh, that actual kit, like since way pre-COVID. I think.
Wow.
I think when we last spoke was probably probably I'd played maybe like a month before then or something. Did we actually speak in March?
Yeah, I think it was about
it was March.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so probably like literally a couple of weeks before then, because we had a show booked March 14th.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That was it. Everything else has been X on pillows and practice pads in my, here. So now I get to actually move my drums out of here.
That's awesome.
Have some more room in here. That'll be cool.
Yeah, nice. And you've posted a few videos on Instagram, and looks like you haven't lost it.
Thank you.
Man. Yeah, man. Sounds good.
That. It's weird with that. With like anything else, it's muscle memory, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just getting used to the actually that. Like,
right.
Like, and actually like having authority. So I have to play with lots of heaviness, I guess.
Right.
Basically, I called it. He's like, you play heavy. I was like, I guess so. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But it's good to play with, actual, good players.
Yeah. It's interesting because Israel, like we don't know each other that well. We met through Mackie.
Yeah.
When I was back in the Bean in like 90, like right after I was sick of it all, 93 to get sober back then, and they were playing with Living Color at the Orpheum.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They come down here and so come chill, and I was like, yeah, all right, cool. And I went down there to sound check and was just fucking around with them and met Israel then. That was the only time though.
Yeah.
And so we ended up getting on pretty good, man. He's actually playing guitar and singing, which is kind of
nice.
Different thing from him. It's definitely raw, but it's fucking heavy.
Yeah.
And he's got he's performance based just in practice already, which I love.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's
this
good.
is cool. It sounds like you're playing like Bavarian songs.
That's awesome. I you know, people are up and down about the record, any of the
Yeah.
lineups about him, but I think that album they did with him was great. And I saw when I think they played the Channel with him, and they were great. You know.
Oh, did you see that? Oh, he said he did. I said I didn't even know how long. It turns out he was in the same amount of time in that band as I wasn't sick at all.
Yeah.
Not long
Yeah.
enough to do some touring and do a
Right.
record and shit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah, but he sounded like, I mean, he's basically like kind of HR. They get actually, those guys get along. He said he knew HR before Bad Brains.
Nice.
Which is cool. I mean, he's really approachable, and he's got that singer shit that's just kind of, it's hard to put your finger on it. They just have this certain thing that's like, it's just aesthetic or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's go one way or another, you know? At least with him.
Yeah, there's certain guys that sort of have that mystique around them, like an HR, or like, you know.
Yeah. Mystique, I think that was the word I was looking for, mystique, but it's possible cool, so you're not going to get that up.
And so listening to you, like just the few seconds of video you posted, it kind of reminded me of like how much like hip hop influences your drumming and just like soul music. I mean, you can see it, which is something,
no shit,
you know, you didn't really hear in hardcore except, you know, with guys like you, I think, and Mackie, and people never think about Warzone as that influence, but I think Warzone, when you were in the band, I think sort of was one of the first bands to sort of bring the hip hop aesthetic to a skinhead band, which was kind of weird, but with respect to it, not like just doing like silly rap, you know?
Yeah, no, not like Limp Bizkit or like metal, like a feel thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, that's it. As you could tell just from like a 10, 12 second thing. It's like, yeah, it's very, I love all that stuff, man. All that like early, like the 80s, anything 80s, early 90s hip hop, like especially East Coast, especially Tribe Called Quest, all that shit.
Yeah.
It's like and even the Motown and at Philly Sound, the shit that my mom's record collection, I would just throw in anything and just like, it's fucking here. It's like crazy. Yeah. I would imagine, I think I heard it differently as a kid. I would think just because I play, like, I don't know. I just seemed that way when I was young. I'm like, this sounds different than the way other people hear it. Like, I can really get my other people's ears.
Yeah, because you could feel it, you know?
Yeah, different. But that's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to bring that, but like not make it obvious, but have a feel to the songs, even if it's like about too fast, but have it like that We Stand Alone, kind of like that skip. Like,
it's got the swing to it, you know?
Yeah, swing, exactly. You got it. You know, and all the adjectives tonight.
So why do you think it would, like, hardcore and hip hop were so, you know, close at that point? Is it because like it obviously started in New York? So
that's a great question. That's a really it's funny that came up like when on Toby's One Life One One Chance thing too, because he called it. He was like, yeah, in Warzone, he said the same thing you did. Like he brought this, like it was like I had them like growing the hair and using Maris and shit and slicking the hair, and all his cows. I was like, yeah, whatever, but it sounds good. And, you know, before the metal monstrosity, whatever you want to call it. Like, you know, but Toby was like, yeah, the sneaker skins. And I think I attribute it to is like in New York City, like especially in that neighborhood back then, like the East Village and Lower East Side, like it wasn't like anyone that lived in the neighborhood, it wasn't specific to that neighborhood. And even if it was, even if you were, it didn't matter what culture you were in, because they had hip hop parties and like schools, like they rent out these schools and have like these really neat like blowout hip hop, like and everyone hung out with everyone, every culture, heavy metal, like dudes, like it didn't matter, like it was just all in one. Like if you were like down to be creative, like then, and those creative juices are flowing back then, and I attribute it to that. Like a lot of the New York hardcore dudes, older dudes from my generation before mine, all into that hip hop shit. A lot of them.
And it wasn't like in the, you know, the suburban areas where punk was, because that was, you know, just white people. So when you got all sorts of cultures hanging out with each other, you're naturally gonna, you know, listen to and absorb other cultures and their music and art, you know.
Yeah, it's like the New York City thing. There's like 14 million people, like whatever. Yeah. Like you have to live on top of each other. So it's almost like you have to sort of appreciate each other's you know, thing or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
That's what and if you do that and don't get all tight and weird and, you know, because it's a ton of people that people are like, there's so many people. I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's a fucking beautiful place.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Yeah, if you do it right and you're not you don't have that chip on your shoulder where you're like, you know, a racist or, you know, or just
you can have a swag, but not like a cocky swag, like a confident swag.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Nice smile, but like also like I can play my shit too.
Yeah.
But which is good. I honestly, Brandon, can't wait to get on the stage again. Like this thing's moving pretty quick. I bet you'll be able to play out in a couple of months.
Yeah, nice.
The way this is going.
Yeah.
And we were talking about names and shit. I think for now, I think because those are all his songs, he just want to call it Israel Joseph I for now, I think.
Yeah. Nice.
And then we'll take, but once we do our own record, because the songs are pretty cool. It's pretty raw. He goes, I wrote it and recorded it in better than 3 weeks. And I was like, yeah, it kind of sounds that way. But like nicely, he
Right.
he knows
Right.
it.
Yeah, of course.
It's just like you like the programming, the drum machine stuff, like it's weird sometimes. But like I figure it out. I just write my own parts. I'm like, fuck it.
Nice.
How's things up in Boston?
Good. Shows are starting to happen up here too. They
saw that.
Yeah, Murphy's Law is playing here in a couple weeks, and then
show's gonna be sick.
Yeah, and then they're doing the slap.
30 years of hardcore one, right?
Yeah, the slap shot and sheer terror. I think is doing one night, and then
wow.
I think they're doing one night with like Oi bands. It's like Slapshot, Stars and Stripes, and then the other night is Sheer Terror. I know, right?
And people be like, oh my god, I can't say words. That's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah.
My good close friend Dominic that I did Tenebrae with for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Mark Unseen. He's in Slapshot now, I guess. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, he loves it. I'm like, man, just fucking roll with the flow, man, because he moved. He was living out here, up like Pacific Northwest style, I think, and then moved back there to do Slapshot. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think they're recording in Dallas right now.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Choke posted some
why
pictures.
Dallas? That's so random.
Yeah. I think he said he's recording a Slapshot and a Stars and Stripes record this week.
Oh, knock it both out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Dean did one of theirs like a couple of records ago, or whatever, and he shut down the studio, which is terrible because he was an amazing engineer.
Yeah. They've been making some good records too. What's that?
Yeah, remember even the stuff he did in the '90s when we were at Salad Days, The World's My Fuse. He did like American Nightmare and shit back then.
Oh,
even that was amazing,
Yeah.
He's just so that Berkeley shit. Dudes are like next level, man. Oh, is there any heat waves there at all?
What's that?
Is there any heat waves there at all?
Yeah, it's hot, but it's been like raining constantly, so it's like I was in California a month ago with my girlfriend, but we were only in LA for like a day.
Like, cool. Is that in and out of some shit? I don't care. That's not mad.
I know. I saw friends in San Francisco for like a minute, and that was about it because she had never been out there, and so we kind of stuffed all the tourist shit we could in. We went out to Joshua Tree.
Did you hang out with Jason Kukin?
Yeah, I went up to.
He's a good shit.
Yeah, my friend Bren. You probably know Bren, tattoo artist.
Yeah, Bren. Yeah, he's fucking super. Too. Yes, cool pictures. Yeah, I love fucking those. They're really super nice people, man.
Yeah, good dudes. So it was good to see them.
Wow.
But
that's good.
Next time.
Yeah, I know. Next time I'll be here. I'm gonna be in L1 doing my thing. I'm pretty chill here so far too.
Yeah.
Just it's only it's like I pretty much moved here exactly 2 years ago. It was like August 10th or some shit of like 19, I think.
Yeah.
But like it seems like I've only been a year because of COVID. It's just been locked. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just now like getting the feelers on to have a little band going. That's actually a pretty not a bad lineup. Not too shabby.
Yeah, seriously. That's
you know what I mean? Fuck. Yeah. I think they're just gonna be fun songs live because they're just like. Some of them seem like they sound like sonically like, oh, this sounds like it could be easy, whatever. But then when you actually play it, it's like different chord. Like he writes, it's cool. It's like Bad Brains ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got the feel, but not.
Yeah,
aping it.
Just because of the vocals, obviously. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But it'll be cool. I can't wait. We'll be playing all over the fucking place. Can't wait. Break some shit.
And you're out a lot now too. I noticed you're doing a lot of hikes and stuff like that, and so it's good to finally be getting out and shit.
Yeah, utilizing the area, which I hadn't really done much pre-COVID because I had just gotten here. I was getting out the feelers still. So I try to go when I can with I meet Toby and those guys. I mean, it takes like I don't know, half hour, 40 minutes to get to his house, and then we just all meet up, random crew, and we'll go eat and go hiking, or vice versa, whatever like that. Usually once a week, usually maybe sometimes or every other week. It depends. They go a lot. Him and Derek and Chappelle, like they go a lot. They go all the time. But he's like, I gotta call you an hour ahead of time. I'm like, man, leave it alone, man. That takes donkey.
Yeah.
Wish with like teenagers still. It's hilarious. But it's good to just getting out and about. Like even here, I could walk to the beach. It takes me like, I don't know, 10 minutes to walk to the beach from my house. They go right, and I go like 4 blocks, and it's right there. And it's cool. There's like That's it's not too wavy and shit. Like your quintessential like Pacific like beach because it's like a not a peninsula but like a kind of like it's like a bay kind of sort. It's like
Yeah.
it's Long Beach.
You in
Like
Long
that
Beach?
area. Yeah, Long Beach. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Like I've been here since November or October, November, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
fucking dope. I love it. Everyone, Doug lives. I could spit on his gym from here. It's like 2 blocks.
Nice. Are you
Like
near
Kevin,
Kevin's bar?
yeah, yeah. I was doing the door there for a minute, helping him out.
Oh, nice.
Just like checking IDs, whatever.
Yeah.
He's doing. It's good over there. It's a cool little spot he has.
Yeah. I'm glad
Plus,
he's
it's
got
cool
that.
to see those guys again and just look like we haven't like hung out tight in like a minute. Like,
Yeah, I know it's cool when people end up in the
yeah,
same
right?
town. All these years later.
Yeah, Aaron was saying that. He took me to some seafood like a month ago or whatever. And he's like, he goes, this shit doesn't. He's like, people don't hang out after being friends this long anymore, really. Like, it's like kind of unheard of. And I was like, yeah, especially here, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Like the standard is to be flaky. So if you actually follow through your plan, people think it's incredible. Like,
Yeah.
like,
I know. I think as we get old, once you get older too, and you stop doing that whole, just having to be like, cooler than now or whatever, and you just you want to spend time with people that you get along with and respect, and
So true. You couldn't have been. You just like literally read my mind. Like it's just your priorities change, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
And they come with age. It really does. I mean, you like I have this awesome girlfriend who's like super supportive of me and is like totally in my corner, and I'm in her corner. It's been almost a year already, and I'm like, this is like a healthy relationship. It's like I'm not used to this shit. It's fucking awesome. It's cool, but it's new, but it's fun, and she's cool, and she's a kid who I've never really dated anyone with kids before in my life, and he's like awesome. I just started chilling him a little bit. He knows that I'm not his dad, like I'm his friend, which is kind of cool. He's definitely like he's 6. He's like, oh, he's off the hook. But like if he's somebody, he's like a role model in his life that's sort of positive, So I figured I'd step up. Yeah, I give it. But then having all that, and then just I don't know, it's 51 and a half now. And then when you were little, like I'm 8 and a half.
I know. Are we the same age? I'm November '69. I think you said you're around the same, right?
Yeah, January 70. So like 2 months.
Okay, yeah, a few months.
Yeah,
nice.
Literally.
Yeah.
It sounds like longer though, because you're
because it's 70.
Oh, fuck.
I'm a '60s kid.
Did you see those pictures on IG with Mark and homeboys chilling in New York?
Oh, I know. Yeah, Hank and Mark. Yeah.
Wasn't those cool?
I know, it's awesome.
They give me like a chill at my spine seeing those. I love those two so much.
I know. I interviewed both of them at the same time for this a couple of years ago, and they talked about.
Those pictures were dope too. I saw those.
Yeah. I love those dudes. Them. Good people. So
that's amazing. They were like around already when I came around. Kind of like
I know, right?
Yeah. They really did. Like they looked out. Like especially Hank. He was like, I looked up to him big time, man. I still do. He's a fucking magical person. He just tell you like it is. Just show you, like shoot put right from the hip, like boom, like point, like blunt and direct. Like it's like fucking all right.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think
I love that.
Being around people like that too makes you sort of want to be a better. At least me, when I talk to someone like Mark McKay or something, and then I think about myself, I'm like, well, I've been a real piece of shit. I should, like, I think of some of the stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
I agree. It's so true. That's so true.
Yeah.
Especially that crew, like that Slapshot crew back then, man. They were like some cool and different on stage, like with Jordan, God rest his soul, and Steve. And we had a little too. When I had Big Red Crush, I had a little thing with Bobby Frankenstein and Jordan. And we didn't have a name or anything. We used to just jam over in the music building, fuck around and do like songs and shit. Yeah, it was cool.
That was one of my favorite eras of Boston, I think, is when, like, when the Wrecking Crew was sort of at the top of their game, and Slapshot, and we were all wearing our Fred Perrys, and it was a good time. It's good times to be.
Yeah, I was recognizing you from you back then, like the younger pictures. You have the gear and shit back then too. Always geared up. Always looked like squared away. Awesome. I remember.
I still got my crucified right on my forearm with the agnostic front lyrics around it too.
That's so fucking dope, dude.
I know.
I always want one of those.
I thought about covering it at one point, but I'm like, you know what? It's not.
Yeah,
it's a
like
memory.
Don't do it.
It's a memory.
Yeah, don't you regret it? I covered the Warzone one on my arm because like I said, Lori said skins and it was an iron cross and it was think of explaining it to fucking people. I was like over it. So Chris Carver covered it like in the late, which I shouldn't have done it. But I still have the one on my back though. So
yeah, I know. I feel like even wearing that agnostic front skinhead shirt nowadays, I wouldn't want,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like if someone sees that in certain areas,
Mm-hmm.
they might be like, what do you mean skinhead? You know, and
Yeah.
like, I'm going to sit there and explain to them, well, skinheads, you know, like nobody's.
Yeah, it started out in reggae. Like, it's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like
you know.
2021, and the word is still literally the kiss of death. Like, people
Yeah.
don't want to educate themselves about it. They just think like automatically like like fucking white power. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Terrible.
It's too
Fucking
bad.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
We had
This is what it
Sky.
is. What the good ones.
I
Sharp,
know.
sharp.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And
All
then
day.
those dudes are wearing those yellow Fred
Oh, the
Perry's now,
bumblebee.
the Bumblebee
Yeah.
guys there.
That's why that was one of my favorite ones, and I had just gotten another one in like 2014, and then I was living with this girl, Lowell, and it was like a really, I mean, it's not a good breakup, but this was a fucking crash and burn, Jamie. And I think that even a few Perry's there, and one of them was one of those. And I was like, all right, I ended up working pretty good. I was like, she can wear it. I don't care. It's all right. I mean, there's so many cool different ones now.
Yeah. It's crazy. I
Yeah.
remember in that era too, in the late '80s. You'd get the Fred Perry's at Marshall's for like $15, and you know you'd go in and like put one in, and then put like three over it, and get three for like $15.
You know the hustle.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Marshall's. Like, there's a store out here. It's kind of like that. It's called what the fuck is it called?
Ross for less.
Oh, Ross. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ross. ROSS. Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking it begins with H. I was like, Hugo, what the fuck is it called? But yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like a discount version of Marshall's. Marshall's a little better, I think. You can still find cool shit there. I just found some Nike Blazers there for like $20, man. Like white on black, like low top. I'm like, what? Those everyone was rocking the Blazers like in the 70s when I came around. Like all the older dudes running ball and JP.
Oh yeah.
Like, high top blazer with a little piece of suede on the side and a little piece of suede in the lip.
I know.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, those are Nikes. I want some of those. Couldn't afford them. Nope. Even when I had a paper, couldn't afford them. Poor prick.
Now hanging in California, it almost seems like when I see videos and pictures of you hanging out there, it almost makes sense. Like it seems you seem to be.
Does it?
Like you seem like you fit in
cool.
with California now, and I think.
Oh, no, that's good to hear. I'm like ruthless sometimes with those posts. I'm like, fuck it, so you're my girl. I want you. Like, I don't care. But that's good to see. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to like be. I'm treating it well. It's treating me well, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's like a couple of 50. It's like 50% reinvention of myself and 50% environment.
Yeah.
And it seemed to come out pretty good because a lot of times those recipes don't really come out that good, and that with sobriety and everything, it's just really coming out to a good formula, I guess,
How long now sobriety?
Been years. Well, after that whole back surgery thing, but I did the lead butt, so it's a little overdosed now since I've been here, actually.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah,
good.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Good times.
And you think hanging out with seems like Toby's probably a good positive influence.
Oh God,
and hanging out with like straight edge people.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard with like because hanging out with I feel like with sober people that may have had a problem with drugs or alcohol before are different than people that have just been straight edge forever. But do you find it's difficult? Or?
He likes it. He like really into the story, into this chapter of my life because as a friend, because we had a kind of borderline tumultuous relationship as like a roadie / guy in a band like back then. Because I was a fucking mess. I was addicted to everybody.
Yeah,
so
right.
Of course.
In the hardcore scene, we have sort of the option of the straight edge scene. So it's kind of cool that in other worlds of music, it might be kind of hard to stay away from certain things that might trigger you or put you back in a bad place. So it's
good that they
have that.
Yeah, it's good that has you can actually do that with people.
Yeah.
And they're all just, it won't be a problem,
Yeah.
And there's actually all sorts of people like the meetings out here are crazy. There's full of like musicians and all actors and all sorts of random people and shit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. It's like it's a weird it like brings up the network factor.
Right.
Like 20% if you don't try too hard and just be yourself, I'm doing other acting classes too. I've been doing that. So pretty interesting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like it's not as easy as I thought it would be,
Yeah.
It's like a lot of memory retention and fucking like I don't know. It's a progress. It'll take a minute, but I'll be all right after a while.
Have you ever done any acting?
No, not since like middle school, elementary school. My mom had me like these acting like modeling workshops like down in Copley when I was like 11. I used to take the 39 bus down there and shit like that.
Nice. Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. Yeah, nothing
Right.
since. So no. Just the fashion shit in the 90s, but that's not acting. That's just, I mean, you're kind of acting, but you're not really saying anything. You're just,
Right.
like, looking there for a camera, a stupid backpack or some shit.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it's a challenge. I like a challenge, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So it should be fun down the road.
Yeah. When you first moved, when you left Boston, you moved down to New York. You moved there specifically because you were gonna work with Warzone, right, or audition with them?
Yeah, exactly. That's just the reason I literally went down there. Just like I had and it was like go for broke. Like,
Yeah.
I put the drums in the back. It was like me, Kristen Brady, Laura Wall, like 2 or 3 others. It was all Oi Birds and me. It was fucking great. Blasting up. Don't forget, struggle the whole way down there. And so we got lost. I missed the practice, and I missed the audition. Sorry. And then I had only, and they were like, just stay at Homeboy's house in Brooklyn, and we'll do it next week or whatever. And then I ended up getting it the next week, which was good because if I didn't, I would have been fucked. I would have spent when they were literally $30, and
Right.
fucking like my drums and
Right.
some dude's the roadie's house in Greenpoint or whatever. So I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah. And what was that? What was that like? Had you met any of the members of the band at that point?
No. What it was Saab, God rest his soul. Saab from Morado was up here,
Yeah.
and he had just started hanging out in New York hardcore. Like it's just when all that sort of the DMS thing started to culminate a little bit,
Yeah.
a little bit right around then.
Yeah.
And he was coming out. He could come, back then, like you could any city in the country or whatever, and then hardcore, like you can just go hang out at people's house and
Yeah.
just stay like hippy dippy style. So he came. He was staying at the Wrecking Crew house in I think it was Franklin Street. Remember that house?
Oh yeah.
Well, he's staying there with us, and he's like, the guy Luke's leaving Warzone. He's like, Warzone's gonna need a drummer. You should hit up Rabies. I was like, give me his number. So he gave me his number, and I just cold called him.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, yeah, I'm in this Straw Dogs now. I used to be the FUs, and I was kind of thinking of fucking doing some New York hardcore. He's like, yo, let's hook it up, and then that was that.
That's crazy.
Like it seemed like like in hindsight, it's so crystal clear, meant to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so many years ago, but I mean, look at all those ducks that had to be in the row for that to happen.
I know. And then you got here.
Universal.
Yeah.
Israel would say, he's like, he goes, what, me and you playing together after me and Todd played together? RIP. It's like, you guys are in the same band. He goes, the universe plays chess at a high level, brother. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's pretty cool.
I know, right?
He does away with words. Yeah, it's fucked up.
And you worked with Dr. No with Warzone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he did. He produced Open Your Eyes.
Yeah.
So that was my first introduction to like, hello, Bad Brains, after loving them like 15, 16, 17, you know what I mean? Like loving them.
Yeah,
meeting him
what was that like working with him?
Oh, it was amazing. He's such a like down to earth person. He's like, call me Gary, don't call me Doc. You call me Doc or Gary, whatever like that. Like we would go after. We was this really ill studio, Campbell Cultural Center. I ended up doing Quickness there as well. It's like it's on Bond Street.
Nice.
You wouldn't even know it was there. It's like I'm looking from the outside, but it was this beautiful fucking studio, like state of the art. Like I was tracking them drums like 2, 3 floors down, looking at them on a monitor. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And I'm like, this is my first shit. I'm 18. It's a lot of nerves, but I mean, it was good. I'm glad I got it out of the way. So afterwards, we would track for hours and hours, and then we'd go like, and John Oman had this girlfriend above Alcatraz, this bar in 8th and 8th. We go there and smoke tweeds and sit in the fire escape and smoke beers and talk about like random hardcore, like just about life and random shit like that. Or we go to his house and happen to be, Gary lived down there and he had his kids down there and shit. We did like, eating food and just talk. Yeah, it was a really cool experience, man. It's fucking really cool. I was like, wow. And then, it wasn't even, we were like out of the 3/4 of the way mixing and we had to leave on tour. So we just left it, him and Jerry, God rest his, Jerry Williams, RP that mixed it and then sent it to us in like Milwaukee or some shit like that. We're like, oh, sounds great. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Print it up.
Nice.
Send them out. Send it.
Yeah, when you get you guys, I remember getting the Open Your Eyes record when it came out in 88,
oh, no shit.
1988.
88, yeah, it came out in 88. Yep.
And I was looking at the cover and I'm like, did EK not get the memo that they were doing the skinhead thing this day?
Yeah, I know. Everyone said the same thing. Like, what an asshole. Like, literally, like Chinatown, fucking orange bottom, like those slip-on, like karate shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Cut off fucking champion, fucked up, like sweatpants, fucking hop along.
I mean,
shorts.
That was the look, too. That was one of the few looks we had back then, so.
Yeah. I know, and I wanted to keep it like a little Boston too,
Yeah, oh yeah, of course.
A couple of them rocking Fred Perry's, and then like some of them had like the American Skinhead shirts.
Yeah,
I think Trey B's had like skinny braces and the American Skinhead shirt. I think.
Yeah.
I remember, but yeah, that was some of the guy Joe Sherholtz who took all those pictures. He sent me a bunch of like random outtakes, like that I have. Like, I'll send you. They're
Oh,
fucking
nice.
hilarious.
Yeah, I'd love
Just
to see
like
that.
doing handstands, fucking like random like skinny girls in the picture, just like
Yeah.
random people. Like, it's fucking really cool. Yeah.
But I have good memories of that whole era. You know, my
Yeah, that was
old
a
band was
good
supposed to
time.
play with Warzone, but at Green Street, the band I have with Al Quint.
Yeah, I think that's didn't we I think we canceled that show and
Yeah,
then ended up playing the Rat show eventually,
yeah,
right?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was, I think I've only played Boston once at Warzone ever, I think. I'm pretty sure. With me anyway. Yeah. Because I know they played there in the 90s with Todd and Vinny and those guys too. I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I love that. That is it like a split thing they did with Cause for Alarm?
Oh, the split?
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
later,
that's a good idea.
like a
Yeah.
10-inch split they did on Victory.
Yeah,
I
those
think.
guys are cool, man. Like I knew Todd from the neighborhood, Todd the Kid, just from like Cherry Tavern and shit like that. So I know him better than all those guys, but I didn't really know Vinny at all. God rest his soul. But I check in with that Jason Laroff like every, text him once in a while, just say what's up. And he's really cool. And Bargas I talk to all the time because he's upstate doing his own recording and mixing shit like that. Now the other guitar player, he used to work at the Ritz, so that whole crew knows each other, Rabies. Yeah. We used to go up there and just get into any single show we wanted to.
Yeah.
Like Molly Hatchet. Okay, let's go see Molly Hatchet. Well, it's for free. You go smoke fatties and sit on the stage. Like, okay, cool. Fucking cool. Always something to do,
I know. It's funny, like being in the music scene, like here, or just anywhere. I think because like we've played in bands or had, worked on radio or zines or labels or whatever. You could just go out any night and see, like you'd go to the channel and see like the George Clinton, and then the next night see Slapshot, and then one night see the Lemonheads or some shit.
The Lemonheads, right? Remember that? Wow. Yeah. That dude Jesse, man, he's really doing well in directing now.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Jesse Gretz.
Yeah,
he did. I saw his name first, like at a bunch of. I know he did the Fudos video, Foo Fighters video back when, and then I saw his name at the end of one of the Girls episodes because I really liked that show. And I was like, oh shit, check out Homeboy, he's killing it. And then recently, a bunch of new shit, he's just killing it. He's like our age too. Good for him.
Who's the other guy that's doing the from the Wrecking Crew? Oh yeah.
Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got he just had a brand new baby boy named. He named him Billy Jack.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
I was like, don't tell me it's like that shit we used to watch when we were kids with the guy with the fucking hat. And
I love that.
Shoes. He just fucks people up. He's like, yeah, that's it. I love that shit. I'm like, that's funny. It's so generational, what I mean?
I know, definitely.
Yeah. So I haven't really hooked up with him yet at all. We text here and there. He's wicked busy with that show,
Yeah.
He's running the whole thing now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's running the whole fucking shebang. Yeah.
I know, it's crazy to see people from our scene, like go out and do awesome shit,
That's insane. That's like, wow. I'm like so psyched.
Yeah.
I actually finally got those digital files of World's My Fuse record.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah, I could send them to you if you want. Yeah.
I'd love to hear that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll send them to you. Sick of Cindy did it for me, and she so I sent them all to Nathan. He's like, dude, I want to do a couple new bangers and then retrack a couple of those on there. It's like, would you be down? I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. But that was like 2 months ago. He's like busy. I was like, yeah, let me know. I'm around.
Did that stuff ever get released?
Just just the Espo shit that Shred released, but I don't know, that digital shit should be released.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I think that record is amazing. For me, I mean, that was my favorite thing I ever recorded, honestly.
And I think nowadays people would want to hear that,
Yeah, right.
How many songs did you guys record?
Like 11, I think. Maybe 11 originals, and then we covered "Don't Want to Know If You're Lonely." Husker Du. Yeah, that came out good. I kind of speeded it up a bit. It was kind of good though. Really fast. Yeah, it hurt. Dean's like, I don't think it's that fast. I'm like, no, it's that fast. He's like, no, it isn't. I'm like, yeah, it is. And then now I'm like, listening to it, I'm like, yeah, it's too fast. Getting fucking stubborn in the studio. Not anymore. Now I'm like, yeah, that sounds dope. Yeah, right. All right, let's keep it. If it's a keep in, it's a keeper. It's a more confidence thing now. But it's with this thing with Israel, at least we get to go rehearse now, like whenever we want, as opposed to renting 3-4 hours at a time.
Right, little blocks, yeah.
Yeah, because we all have different work schedules, so it'll be good to just be like, hey, let's go. Like, what are you doing? It's 3 a.m. Let's just go write some shit, Because we want to do our own record too. The bass player's nasty. He can play. You can tell he's from like the funk school, or whatever, like the Marvin Gaye, like chops, like a motherfucker. But he's also can play with a pick too, and he's just, he's got musicianship. Plus, he's got rawness. He's like 36, and he's got a big mouth and shit. He's kind of cool.
Nice.
I like him.
Yeah. I know. I feel like having people that are from other worlds of music or have played different types of music is
Yeah, it brings a
hardcore
different
comes out
dimension.
great. Yeah, it just
Yeah,
adds
it does.
so much
It
more
really
to it.
does. Like, it doesn't need, like, a lot of times, like, maybe sometimes it won't. It could be like Berkeley guy, whatever guy, and then it's
Right.
like flat. But
Yeah.
a lot of times it's just that chemistry. Like, because I was thinking, we were thinking, second guitar to fill it up and just make it heavier. And then we're like, it sounds kind of good, just us three. Like, we
Yeah.
play like you don't count many times on one hand, but it sounds good. So let's just roll like this.
Yeah.
For now,
Yeah, and if you have a good songwriter, like you said, Israel, that's a recipe for.
Eventually, like I've been writing a bunch of shit. We're gonna use a few of my things for the new stuff, and then maybe eventually like a Bad Brain song or Warzone song, down the road. That's because I was like, can you even play Quickness? He's like, probably not. I was like, I don't think so. Fuck him.
Yeah,
it's funny. A good time.
Do you play guitar or anything else?
Yeah, you know what? Not good by any stretch, but enough to write.
Yeah.
I just started teaching myself bass, and when I was living in New York, one of my apartments, and I was like just bored, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Maybe I'm gonna get a bass, and it's for a percussive for me, so I was like, oh, this is cool. I can stop with my pinky. This is rad. I was
awesome.
fucking flea. I was playing it for 4 minutes, but then everything, and then the guitar, I can't really. I mean, just acoustic. Like I'd actually prefer to play an acoustic than the electric. Everyone's like, it's easy if you play electric. It sounds like you sound better. I'm like, no, acoustic's better. And the shit I write's kind of like poppy. Like after playing with Jeff, that whole changed my whole shit about songwriting. It's kind of cool. Maybe I'll put them out someday. Who knows? We'll see.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But
man.
I'll send you those Was My Fuse tracks.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that stuff. Yeah.
I don't know if I have your email. Text me email.
Yeah, I'll send my email over.
I'll send them.
Yeah,
I'm glad we got to do this again.
Yeah, definitely, man.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, once it's up, I'll obviously I'll send you the link and all that shit. Probably the next week or so. Yeah, of course.
Bye.
Bye.